Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, and it's just a quick small update video, a couple of things that's come in the past week or so. Obviously I've been spending a lot of time, as I'm sure most of us have, doing the album of the year list, which I thought would have been quite simple, but it really isn't. So there's a couple of things I wanted to show you, and hopefully you'll find something of interest. First up is the band called Devastator. They are from the UK. It's a blackened thrash type of vibe. The album's called Baptized in Blasphemy. If you're a fan of Hellripper and you're a fan of Motorhead, then if you combine them two styles, which is quite a bizarre combination, you probably end up with something very similar to what Devastator are putting out. This came out in 2020 originally. This is the 2023 reissue by Listenable Records, and I believe it's a very red vinyl, but it does fit in with the artwork, so it's quite a good one. This is it's just full on thrash with that blackened type of a vocal, not to a degree where it's harsh, you know, like the first wave of black metal. It's not quite as severe as that. But yeah, some of the guitar work and it's hard to describe. It's just everything's pinpoint and accurate, but it's also got a flow that's like, yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. It's an absolute belter. So that's the first one up. Next up is a while ago I mentioned this band, and said how blown away I was by their album. The band in question is Pilgrim. This is their second album, called 2, Void Worship. This came out in 2014 on Metal Blade Records. This is doom metal done as doom metal should be. It's very slow and ponderous and really, really heavy and thick sounding. The vinyl is, yeah, one of those horrendous, almost see-through, but with bits of colouring. Yeah, I don't mind colour variants, but the clear ones with just a few bits in, they always seem like a bit of an afterthought. And it's, yeah, not for me. However, doesn't matter what colour it is, when it sounds as good as this, then it's definitely worth listening to. It's very much a continuation of the first album in regard to the music. The music's just, it's doom metal done how I believe doom metal should be, and these are rapidly becoming my favourite doom band. They haven't surpassed Reverend Bizarre, because obviously the catalogue that Reverend Bizarre have got is just massive compared to these gentlemen. But yeah, it's I believe there's in a sleeve. There is. So there's the chaps in the band. I believe on the first one, I think Jason from Black Leather Eyes said that one of the gentlemen had actually passed away at a very young age, which is horrendous. But this is, you know, if you carried on in the spirit of him, then more plaudits to him, because this is an absolute great record from start to finish. You know, they're not trying to rewrite the doom genre or by any means, but it's definitely worth a listen to. Right, next up is a split that I've only had it in the house maybe just over a week, I think, and I've played it to death. It's the joint split between Dream Unending and Worm, called Star Path. 2 tracks by Dream Unending, 3 tracks by Worm. They've probably got about the same amount of airtime. So if you're thinking, why have they got 2 and the other ones have got 3? They haven't. Well, they have, but similar amount of time. I'm waffling. Shut up, Sean. Carry on. Dream Unending, it's heavy, cavernous doom metal to start off with, and then it just takes you on such a journey. We're full of melody. Both bands, both sides, every track, the musicianship is incredible. The guitar work is second to none. Dream Unending they create an atmosphere it's sort of like it got a bit of a throwback sort of to like an old school, I wouldn't say new wave of British heavy metal, but old school metal that's, you know, it was a surprise when I heard it, and every time I listen to it, like I say, it's been a lot. It's just there's something different every single time. This will end up on not an end of year album list, but it'll definitely get in a mention because it's fantastic. The Worm side is a little bit more what you would expect from Worm. It's very much still got their sensibilities and their aggressiveness, their passion, but again, some of the musical interludes in it, it's almost like sci-fi type of vibe. I suppose using cosmic for Dream Unending that could be, you know, for both sides. I would say that the artwork, which I believe is by Mark Riddick, is the perfect, if you want to know what this sounds like, look at the artwork. I think this is on a coloured vinyl as well. Yeah, see, now to me, that fits in with the album cover. I'm quite happy with that. That's not an issue at all. Do we have an inner card? We do. So we have the Dream Unending side, and we have the Worm side. And actually, now if I can get this open and get my big humongous body out of the way, I'm pretty sure this is going to end up in a frame somewhere. It's the artwork. Can I get far enough back to show you it? No, because it's that pretty massive. But what fantastic work, a piece of art. And if it is Mr. Riddick, which I'm sure I've read somewhere that it is, it's so different from his normal, well, the black and white stuff that he's known for and that we all love. But yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic split. So not necessarily 2 bands I would have ever considered putting on a split together, but my goodness. And this is, doing the album of the year list, I've struggled to say that's my definitive album of the year, because the next day the one that was number 2 could be number 1, the one that was number 3 could be number 2, and number 2 could be number 4, and because they're that close. When I first started spinning this, oh sorry, I forgot to say it came out on, what did it come out on? 20 buck spin. When I first started spinning this, I always thought that the Dream Unending side was best, and then after about the 6th or 7th spin, I thought, actually, I think I prefer the Worm side. 8th or 9th spin, no, actually, I think I prefer the Dream Unending side. So basically, it's just incredible. It's a fantastic split, and I sort of wish I'd been able to spend more time with it. Then I could have probably done this little bit of a review better justice, because it's a fantastic piece of work, and it certainly has me intrigued to see where these guys go with whatever next release they do. Right then, the last one something slightly different. I mean, it's still a record, obviously, but it came in this rather spectacular looking box of wooden box. Yeah. It's FLH Crawl, Into the Catacombs of Flesh. It was released in 2019 originally. It's their 9th full length, and this band are from Germany. They do death metal. This came out on Apostasy Records and wood. None of this cardboard rubbish, you know. These boys don't mess about. So let's see what's inside. Like a little magic treat. See if I can hold it up without spilling gear everywhere. So that's what's inside it. And if I'll give myself a little bit of room, we get a very nice postcard of the gentleman, which is signed. We also get a rather spiffing patch that will be getting sewn onto a jacket at some point. We get the certificate of authenticity. I got number 239 out of 500. Quite pleased about that. And then we get the rather spectacular print of the album artwork, obviously. And that could also find its way into a frame somewhere. And then the most important part, obviously, is the actual record itself. The artwork on this is absolutely superb, and the album itself is absolutely superb. If you're a fan of Swedish sounding death metal, then you're going to like these. I know they're from Germany, but if you could think of bands like perhaps Grave, maybe a slightly less violent Dismember, then you wouldn't be far off with these. I believe this is a Roger Kjorvik approved black vinyl. What, I might be wrong. No. Oh, it is actually. It's like a smoky red colour. I do apologise, Roger. There's the inner blurt, and the gentleman on the back again, with some thanks and such like. Obviously the words are inside the gatefold. This is, if you like HM2, this is absolutely slathered like a cheap whore that's just been at a bukkake party. This is dripping in HM2 filth, and it's absolutely incredible. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're not trying to do something mind-breakingly new and spectacular. What they've done is they took a formula that they know works and absolutely smashed it to pieces. It is an absolutely, everything about it, the drumming, the rhythm section, the vocals. The vocals are quite harsh, but not guttural where you can't understand him. You can clearly hear everything he's saying, but he's got that really like sort of edge to his voice that's makes change. It's, you know, it's not just Cookie Monster type vocals. So yeah, I mean, I think this is still available on the Apostasy Records Bandcamp. They actually had a Black Friday percentage off code voucher thing when I got this, and to be honest, having heard it now, it's worth buying even if it's gone back to its original price. I'm not sure how much the original price was. I know it wasn't very expensive, but yeah, FLH Crawl, a very, very, very good album. Right, so if you're a fan of HM2, you'll absolutely love this. So, once again, as always, a massive thank you to anybody that takes time to watch this buffoon waffling on about music. The album of the year list, I'm a bit dubious. How many albums do you put on an album of the year list without it becoming monotonous for people to watch? I'm down to, I think I've narrowed it down to 20, so I might just do like a 20-11 and then a 10-1 type thing. It's all genres. I'm not going to be genre specific and do a death metal only or doom metal only or such like. Thank you again, as I just said, to anybody that watches any of these videos. The fact I keep getting more subscribers and more likes and comments is tremendous. I love hearing from you and interacting. In the background, I mean, there was only one band we could be playing today, really. I know it's not their best album, but it's certainly one that's worthy of listening time and time again. It's hard to believe that it's 21 years since Chuck passed away, but yeah, this is one of the double disc reissues with all the extra tracks and stuff like that. But yeah, so obviously A Sound of Perseverance. I mean, that's still one of my favourite album artworks ever. So that's it for this one. Again, anything you think about these records, if you've heard any of them, if you dislike any of them, if you're interested in any of them, and just drop a comment and look after each other as always, and hopefully see you again soon. Cheers.